Hands can make or break a painting. They're expressive, complex, and often the hardest things to get right. In this lesson, we'll go past the block-in stage and into the second layer. By understanding the color structure of skin's form and how cast shadows wrap around it, you'll start to see the hand come alive instead of looking flat. So let's get to the lesson. So getting in the second layer of this hand, I thought it'd be cool to record my thoughts on just painting hands. Things I'm looking for within the structure of the hands and colors that I'm going to be using. Thinking about coming over here. This is a little movement of blue. Put a little bit of King's Blue in that. And thinking about how the shine, which is almost like a specular highlight, a highlight that is hitting the grooves of the skin and bouncing off in unique ways versus usually how form is. Simplifying the knuckles as well. This gets lighter through here and through there. Let me pull that light. I'm using a little bit of flake white here. Rounds that corner. And we have our darks established pretty well. But we want to soften up these edges eventually as well. So we're bringing that light across and we're softening the knuckle as we do that. Getting a little bit of the brilliant pink, because there's definitely a movement between pink and green in her hands, which is really beautiful. It's what you see in Rembrandt's, where he'll scumble pink over top of green underpaintings. That really, I don't know, just the way that those two colors interact with one another really heightens the paintings to make them a little bit more lifelike. Thinking about the form as my brushwork goes over top of the fingers as well. I'm going to squint. Notice that this gets a little bit lighter than what I have. So putting in a little bit of green and a little bit of capucine red light in my mixture just to get a nice neutral. It's getting a little dry. Put a little bit of medium in it. A little bit of flake white. Maybe a little bit more green. And some cinnabar green. And just to have that subtlety of that shift in neutral as it pulls into the bed of the fingernail. This comes up and around as we curve. This gets a lot darker. Move into our red umber mix here to pull that darker where it meets up with the shadow, the cast shadow of this finger on this finger. Understanding the way that light is hitting form is really important, and where the light source is, and identifying what our shadows are doing. All right, what is a cast shadow? What is a form shadow? And so on here, the light here, being the light side of the finger, is moving into around the form into a dark, right? So light is hitting from this direction and then falling off into the shadow, which is a form shadow. It's following the form of our finger. And then understanding that this is a cast shadow underneath here, which is really interesting because cast shadows have certain properties to them. One of the properties is that they are harder edged as they are closer to the object that's casting the shadow. So as this gets closer to this finger, this edge is a little sharper. Whereas as it goes farther away, as the cast shadow kind of dissipates, gets lighter, it gets softer as well and diffuses the amount of space that it has just kind of widens and it gets a lot softer. You can see soft, hard, right through there as we're starting to paint it. So understanding, again, how one finger interacts with the other is important through the sense of light on the form. This pulls around. These edges are hard, so I want to soften those up a little bit, but I want that value. I think that value is really important. And this gets a little darker through here. So again, our red umber to darken. It's a nice natural earth color to darken with. And it gets dark up here. Now I'm not going as dark as the reference. The reference is almost black. We don't need to go that dark to have a sense of form. I'm going to bring a little bit of red to the shadow here. Pick up on the color of her nails. Redrawing what that shadow is doing. And so we're still trying to understand what it is we're painting. So we're still drawing at this stage. We're always drawing. Never trust my initial drawing at all. Always want to hone it in and make it a little bit stronger and better. This gets a little bit more neutral and softer as well. This is going to get lighter. And feeling good about that nail right now. That looks pretty good. Let's move on to the dark on this finger right here. So we can redefine what that cast shadow is doing as we squint. There's a little bit more heat under these planes here. So I'm pulling in some of the cad red light into my mix. A little bit of medium to get a little bit more flow to the paint. Pulling this around, squinting, and I see that there's a little bit of an edge on this side as well. And this gets a little darker as it meets the front part of the fingertip. Looks pretty good. I say it looks pretty good, but it's good for now. As I start to develop this further and start to understand the interaction of each finger, the painting will get way more real, more understood, not more detailed. The transitions will be better, areas will be softer where they're supposed to be softer. I'll understand more of the color nuances that happen, and by doing that, just develop the entirety of a living hand, hopefully, where we can still see block in underpainting here, but we're starting to get a little bit more opaque layers as we move towards the light of the hand and the light that's hitting the fingers. And redrawing where this gets a little bit too thin through here. So I want to bring in the darks. So again, red umber. A little too dark there. I'm going to come in with my cadmium red light again, which is Rublev cadmium red light. Really digging how strong it is. This gets softer. redrawing what's going on here. It looks okay. See that the finger down here can be a little bit more refined. Our thumb holding the glasses. A little bit more flake white and a little bit of blue. It's getting a little bit, it's a little colder through here. And subtle. A little bit more yellow. So much variation in color within the hands. It's really, really beautiful to capture. Cross contouring. This is going to turn with that form. Beautiful. A little bit more red. And a little softening up of this edge through here. The halfway color in between the light and the dark. And then form that into the contour of the finger as well. Thanks so much for watching. If you got something out of this video, hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps this channel to keep growing. I also want to give a huge thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel over on Patreon and here on YouTube. Your comments, shares, and encouragement really keep this community going and growing. If you want to dive deeper with full-length lessons and behind-the-scenes stuff from my studio, check out the Patreon community with the link in the description. It's been amazing to connect with so many artists over there. And if you're interested in learning to draw and paint with me in person, I have an ongoing list of upcoming in-person workshops. Just scan the QR code you see on the screen for all the details. I'm now streaming a live drawing session every Wednesday morning where we'll study history, composition, and techniques behind some of my favorite works from art history. It all starts at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico, right here on YouTube. So grab some coffee, bring your sketchbook, and come hang out with me. It's a fun, low-pressure way to draw together and dive deep into some really great art in real time. Thanks again for being part of this journey with me. Paint well, and I'll see you in the next video. Or even better, I'll see you guys live on Wednesday morning. Take care.